So this episode actually touches on one of the main things that grasped my interest when I first saw the preview for the second core of this series, and that's Raphtalia. Because not only is Raphtalia the character that I, at the moment, care the most about, she's also the character that I most want to know more about. Because honestly, let's take a look at our recurring cast at the moment. We've been with Firo since her birth, so apart from going deeper into her character and beginning to individualize her, because I still think Firo is very reliant on other characters, I don't see much we can do with our best bird at the moment. Melty and mine, while interesting, I'm not so curious about their past. I think their history is already quite obvious, and it's also their dynamic in the present that makes them interesting to me. Although, Melty does have a lot more going for her, as she tends to lower her guard around Naofumi, which allows us to see the not so regal aspects of her character. When it comes to royalty though, I'm most curious about the king. Because while the queen is also someone I'm curious about, the king seems to believe that he has this very valid reason for acting the way he does whenever the shield hero is mentioned. And seeing as how often he's been mentioning the loss of family recently, I can only assume we're not too far from getting more information about why the king is this way and why he harbors so much hate for the shield hero and demi-humans. I couldn't care less for a backstory on either of the three legendary heroes, and when it comes to Naofumi, while we do know little bits about his real life thanks to episode 1, I feel like his in real life past isn't so important to know about at the moment. And obviously, that's where Raphtalia comes in, because when it comes to Raphtalia, there's still just so much that we could go into regarding her character and her past. I feel like a lot that we've seen of Raphtalia recently has been her sort of dealing with the feelings she has for Naofumi. And while that's not necessarily a problem, I'm still a huge advocate of seeing Raphtalia becoming her own person and becoming capable of living without Naofumi, much like Naofumi himself suggested she do a while ago. Which is why I was really happy to see that not only did she get the focus this episode, but the next episode is literally titled Raphtalia. And from what I can see, she's going to be facing some genuine internal conflict. Ever since Raphtalia became Naofumi's sword, Raphtalia swore to confront her past, but we never really had an understanding as to what that past was. We thought we did, but it turns out we were sorely mistaken. All we knew about Raphtalia before Naofumi bought her was that she wasn't a slave, or at least not to the degree she found herself being after her parents sacrificed themselves in order to protect her from a wave demon. We also knew how their deaths affected her, not only mentally but physically, as those mental traumas would cause things like constant nightmares, which in turn would affect her physically. Raphtalia's growth was and still is a sight to behold, but it's important to not forget how sick and weak Raphtalia was back when we first met her. Her past places a huge burden on her because, as most would, I think she regrets not being able to do more. And like I said, despite her commendable growth as a person and a fighter, she is still heavily affected by what happened to her, her friends, her family, and her village the day the soldiers of Melromarc came to invade her home. But again, that's why episode 2, specifically the moment Raphtalia decides to stand and fight for Naofumi, is so important. It was the first time in a long time that she made a decision for herself. And now, after plenty of decisions have been made, she has to make another one. Much like Naofumi, a fiery rage has been building within Raphtalia for a man that played a huge role in stripping her away from everything she loved. Will Raphtalia kill this man whose lashes she has become accustomed to, or will she show him the humanity he, a human, doesn't, but she, a demi-human, does possess? Whatever the decision may be, I don't think anybody really has the right to judge Raphtalia. Naofumi himself harbors his own hatred for many people, and it's only because of Raphtalia that he's been able to tame that hate. But will killing this man in any way affect the value of Raphtalia's words? If Raphtalia gives into this rage, will she be capable of once again holding Naofumi's hand and convincing him of not giving into the very thing she gave into? Actions speak louder than words, so I know these characters care about each other because of their small actions. Whether it be the concern Melty showed for Raphtalia, or how Raphtalia tucks Naofumi in and encourages him to be a bit nicer to Melty, or how Naofumi goes over to Raphtalia and holds her hand to calm her down as he knows her nightmares are coming back, or the fact that Melty tricks Fiddle with her game of hide and go seek because Melty knows that Fiddle would not go along with the plan she had in mind. There's no telling how far these characters would go for each other, but I do know that Naofumi, Fiddle, and Melty even will be there for Raphtalia, whatever may happen. I just hope that this one decision Raphtalia makes, whether it be right or wrong, doesn't end up putting Raphtalia in a spot where she no longer resembles this strong girl we've become accustomed to seeing. But hey, these are my thoughts, and I'm curious to read yours. Let me know how you feel about Raphtalia now that we know slightly more about her past, and what do you think she's going to do with this Rabier fellow? Will Naofumi calm her flame just like Raphtalia calms his? And if you're a manga/light novel reader, let me know how you felt Kinema Citrus adapted this episode, and as always, feel free to start a discussion on anything I forgot to mention in the comments below. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, it helps the channel out a lot, and also feel free to follow me on Twitter, to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and to hit that bell. That way, you don't miss a video and can keep on watching The Rising of the Shield Hero and many other series with me. And with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.